Welcome back, guys. This is Fearful Hog. So, as you can see by the title, today I want to talk about something near and dear to my heart, and that is Docks, the map on Roblox Rivals. So, I presume if you're watching a video about a map on a specific game on Roblox, I'll presume you've played the game before. But I guess in case you haven't, Rivals is a Roblox game which is a competitive shooter. It can be played 1v1 up to 5v5, but for the purpose of this video, I'm only going to be talking it through a lens of someone that only plays 1v1s. I do not play 5v5s, believe it or not. Uh, and I've tried every single map that is, playable in solos a lot of times. Well, not a lot of times, to be honest with you. It's usually arena because everyone against me only ever picks arena, and I'm pretty sure that's like the consensus for 98% of people who play this game. They only choose arena. But I've played every single map enough to know which one I like. And the one I love absolutely the most before, if you've ever watched any of my streams or any of my videos about Rivals maps, you'd know it's Docks. I love it so much I decided I want to make an entire video about it. And I guess the first thing I can say about Doc is the fact that it feels like the perfect amount of everything. It's not too long range where it just becomes, kind of crossroads situation where it's like getting a close range encounter on that map is very, very, very unlikely if anyone plays, the mountain. But it's also not way too close range like Bridge. I think Doc has the perfect amount of short, medium, and long range engagements to make it very interesting. And another thing it has is spawn point kind of symmetry. It's not exactly similar because, of course, each spawn spawns close to two buildings, but the four buildings on the map are different from each other. But so it's not like symmetrical in the way that Arena is symmetrical. But in my opinion, the way Arena is symmetrical is a bit annoying, at least for me, because every single match of Arena will probably go every single way either one of the players want. It's whichever tactic comes out better. Because there's no like variables on Arena. There's nothing I could do on Arena as a map that will make the other guy that I'm playing against play differently. For all intents and purposes, Arena is just you do your tactic and your opponent does their tactic because there's no positioning you can do on Arena that'll make your opponent do something other than their complete idea. If they want to run you with sniper, they're gonna. If they want to sit back with shotgun, they can. But there's nothing you can do about it, which is different from Arena because on Arena, each spawn is very, very, very like similar to the other spawn, but it's very different in other ways because if you spawn this side of the map, you get orange building in front of you and blue to your left. If you go blue, you have a really nice sight of all the map. It's the best sight from any building on the map at all, completely. All three of the buildings do not have anything. Look at all these sight lines you have. The issue is, though, you're open. As you can see here, only if you're hiding behind the AC unit would you be able to actually be safe up on this on this building. And to be very clear, I do lose this match. I'm pretty sure this guy's an alt, and I obviously, as you can see by this gameplay, I wasn't playing to kill the guy. I was playing, to look at the map. But instead, if you go up on the orange side, which I don't do here, I go back to show off the inside again, which is another point towards this map. It's such good with interiors. There's not a single bit of like lost space on this map, in my opinion. Again, as I was saying, that building really good sight lines, but really bad for defense. This side of the map is really good because you have the red building and the white building. The white building doesn't give you the best view of anywhere. It's probably the worst view of any map, but it gives you really good defense. You can hide on the other side of the roof, and you can really not get hit unless they're rushing you. And of course, it's also like very far back, so you have these two long sight lines either side of the building, which is really good. But if you go to the orange building here, which of course is the other building you can immediately go towards if you spawn on this side of the map, you have a pretty okay view of white and a pretty okay view of red. It's kind of like a mix of white and blue, good sight line, but also a bit of good defense. Unfortunately, I died here again. It's not about how good I was playing Smash. I was just trying to show off the map's, very good properties in my opinion. And one of the main components, which in my opinion is the best part of the map, is the size, of course. Because Dock, unlike any other map in the game, I think has a perfect balance of medium, small, and long range engagement. Because if you want medium range, you can fight, in either of the corridors that, go left or right throughout the map, of course, just past orange building and, of course, past red building. Or you could, go short range, which is just the middle of the map, in the containers. That's fairly short. Go into, of course, some buildings. It's fairly short. Or you can go long range way, sitting on top of the roofs, which is usually my go-to play if my opponent is, playing kind of a way that most players do. But that is something that I think is exclusively a dock feature, at least for me, because I mean, if I think about like Crossroads, which is probably my second favorite map, that map is, as I've already said, very kind of long range dependent because I find myself never having any short range engagements on Dock, or on Crossroads. There's like the tunnel that I guess you can fight in, like the inside of the mountain, but no one really fights in there. At least in any of my matches, no one really fights in there. And then, of course, there's other maps which are too small, such as Bridge or, as in my opinion, Arena. Again, both maps where I feel like they're a bit too small. Another great part of Dock is the insides of the buildings. I mean, a lot of other maps kind of have buildings, but don't really have like good innards of the buildings. They kind of just feel like they're there as obstacles because one I can think of like really top of my head is Station. Like the house that's closest to the spawn train side. That house is never really fought inside. It's just used for people to be able to get onto the roof that side of the map. The other side kind of has a bit of a usable house, of course, like specifically like the storage room in the back. But even then, I feel like rarely I find myself ever thinking, I want to go into the building here. But on Dock, all of the buildings have actual, unique insides, and all four of them do feel like you can actually win and lose fights there. So that's something I appreciate. Here's the map, of course, most people will choose to play, and that is Arena. Arena has like some good things, but in my opinion, has like a lot of negatives as well. As I said earlier in the video, it really does feel like it's like a solved map. It's just your playstyle versus the others, which I guess is kind of fun if like you really love how you play in the game. But personally, I just find myself like a bit bored of Arena, especially because like I'm a sniper player. I'll always play sniper. But I feel like most people that play Arena are people that just use AORs. So I find myself just not loving Arena, to be honest with you. Because Dock is, such a varied map, of course, of short, medium, and long range, sightlines. I do feel like it's the map where the most playstyles actually get to flourish. Because if you want to play like a rush down shotgun or a rush down AOR, it's very easy. I mean, all you gotta do is, use your grenade to boost yourself over the build and land on the opponent. If you want to play like I do, where you kind of play as a sniper, usually sitting on one of the roofs, you can do that as well, obviously. Like every single like playstyle I can think of can work very well in Dock. Sometimes as well, or sometimes even better than Arena, in my opinion, because as a sniper, I don't really like Arena. It's just isn't like long range enough for me. Because most people play that map kind of rather rush to the middle, like on the second floor, or just rush me immediately, and that's not like fun. Even if I'm winning matches like that, it's not like very fun for me because it's kind of always the same match, which is my number one gripe with Arena. It always just kind of feels like the same match over and over and over again. But for some reason, Doc doesn't feel like that. Maybe it's just because I'd say about 60% of my matches is Arena, then 40% is everything else. So of course, I'm just playing like a percentage too high, like of one map to truly enjoy it. So maybe that's why I found myself not enjoying Arena as much as Doc. But because Doc, you can switch it up, and like if someone actually plays on Doc, they can have so many interesting little styles of play. I just find it so much fresher. Like the amount of sightlines and like little tricks you can do on Doc is amazing, and it's unfortunate, in my opinion, that like a lot of people don't like Doc because I've played against quite a few people that like give out when I choose Doc, and sometimes people just leave when I get Doc, and that's like weird because I don't find Doc bad at all. I mean, look at that, like I've rarely ever seen someone go through the window like in white building like that, like to fight someone on the inside. Every time I play this map, I feel like there's like an opportunity of me seeing a new tech that I've never seen before. But on Arena, I never see anything new. It feels like just the same. Oh yeah, someone used a grenade to boost himself up into the air and shot me. It just feels like the same over and over again. Where it's very different with this map. Uh, that's pretty much all I can say about glazing one map. I mean, Dock is by far my favorite map. If you have any recommendations on what map I should try and make a video like this on again, please let me know down in the comments below. Of course, I can do like a video on Arena or one of the worst maps on the on Rivals if you'd like. Let me know what your favorite map on Rivals is in the comments below. And if you've ended up liking this video, despite the fact it's not very structured, please leave a like. Really helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing. Helps out the video and the channel a whole ton. Special thank you to the members. These guys are the true lifeblood of this channel. Thank you very much if you're a member. You know who you are. I think there's about 6 of you, so thank all 6 of you. And again, if you have any suggestions for videos, let me know down below. Drop by one of my streams if I ever do them. And until next time, stay awesome. I'll see you there. Goodbye.